Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 7th Rangers Super Fob Friday. I am your host, the Zenobia, and here tonight we have Crazy Dave versus SWEG. Here on the is Plan MC. Looks like Plan MC is being led by SWEG. They are going to be the attacking side this first round. And MEI is going to be led by Crazy Dave. And they are going to be setting up the Super Fob. These Super Fob points are going to be right here in the middle. It is going to be this island and this island. And I'm going to set up here to watch the MEI roll out. They are going to be the first people to roll out here on this Super Fob Friday to go ahead and start setting up these Super Fob points.
You didn't, brother. You gotta go and fuck their wives.
You can already start to hear everyone is excited to get into this game. Now, I'm going to pull up the map here, get everybody ready. It looks like they are going to prioritize getting that top island set up here first. Of course, it is the closest one. They're going to have about 10 minutes once the staging phase is over to roll up and set up these Super Fobs. Plan MC have a do not cross zone right about there as my cursor is outlining it. Along these grid coordinates, I believe, they are not allowed to cross until the 10-minute mark is up and they call it live. Until then, MEI has 10 minutes to go and set up their 2 Super Fob points and get it ready for the oncoming assault. And then once this round's over, either by the Super Fobs being destroyed or the time limit being reached, we are going to switch sides and they're going to try to run it again, with the attackers defending and the defenders attacking. Getting wound up. I think that this 2-team match is very powerful on the side of the attackers, though the attackers have the great effort of trying to get people across these rivers into the attacking points. But with most of this being shallow enough to drive across and ford across for the most part, with some exceptions, and Plan MC having a lot of amphibious vehicles to do so, of course, with the ribs. I'm going to come down here and we're going to see these guys roll out and start going. Watch these guys start to go and set up the Super Bowl.
You let me drive.
I mean, we trust you.
You should. But last time I did, fear was not capping. I did drive this shit in the water last time.
I can baby swim. We'll find out.
You know, Squad 10 and 2 already released for the Liars UK. It's pretty cool, guys.
Strikers!
Just how fast you can bring this radio down on the road. They are prioritizing that further Super Fob down first. fob ready, so they are in fact loading it up. Oh no! All right, so he's taking the path. My bad. He's taking the longer but yet more fun route of going through the inner city and the little water drop there. Card that I picked is going to be the first one on point. As I pop out of the spectate can, we can see them pull their cars into here and start unload all that infantry, start digging up and getting the super fob prepared for battle. This area has a lot of good points, a lot of cover for infantry, but there's also a ton of places to fire into it from both sides of the river. So they're going to be surrounded pretty fast, in my opinion. So it's their duty to try to get as much cover up and going to stop all that heavy artillery that's going to be coming in from Plan MC.
Right, this is decent.
They got their radio down. Looks like good centralized point. But it is gonna be quite hard for them to get supplies onto this northern super fob once Plan MC is cleared go ahead to attack. 115, I'll make sure to keep that in my logbook to make sure we can see all that armor for Plan MC cross that do not cross line. It looks like they are already up in staging. I will just fling myself over there. Everything they got up and going. AMC with their multiple light armored APCs. A couple of them lining up here on the MSR on the west side of the map. And it looks like one small SEAL team getting ready to run this boat straight into the island. Is using what they can to take a long look down that line. Then here on the east side. We got one ready to go.
Does she pay you to say racist shit to me too?
I was going to say, she pays them in racist jokes.
Everyone here on the 7th is having a jolly good time getting back into the swing of things after the holiday break that we took. Is that another light APC? It is. It does not look like any of the big armor has been taken out from the Plan MC side. They might not be able to use it, depending on the rules of the Super Pop Friday. For all of you listening, if you wish to join the 7th community, you can join in playing on our Friday events. And for the short time currently, you are also allowed to join in on our Saturday Milsim events. Just go ahead and join the 7th at discord.gg/7th Rangers.
Facing the wrong way.
It shows here.
Yeah, they're gonna shoot into us now.
If you join any of our
Oh,
servers,
shit.
click that link, you will get a link straight to our Discord.
Don't kill yourself.
Looks like on the north side here, they are really heavily fortifying this top.
There's an ammo crate on the
level
third floor.
of the slightly constructed building. Tech's trying to find a good place to set up himself as the hat kit. Try to combat some of that enemy armor that's going to come flying down the eastern side of the map. It looks like we do have a small element out here on the eastern side that's maybe going to try to counter push. kind of block off this road too with how they have this Vic parked. They're getting ready to counter that eastern push down the line. Let's see, 4 minutes left in their staging phase to get this super fob up and running. Let's look at how that southern super fob's going. It looks like they have their 2 halves down. The poor man just died right in front of our eyes. What a foresight to see. But they have their 2 fobs down here on the big island itself, and it looks like they are going to
Alright, I'm gonna go grab more.
these bridges real hard.
You get what, 9? I think it still is before they start.
They're mining the big bridge that allows them to come into that island. So it looks like they've taken a different approach for this island with how hard it is to get a logi in there in the first place. They've just chosen to build up barricades to stop Chinese Vics from pushing right on through. So it looks like if the Chinese want to get a Vic up and into there, they're going to have to do it the good old aquatic way and driving over. Of which, if I was a betting man, let's say, it looks like to me, map-wise, this would be the shortest route, especially because you get to have the bridge cover just kind of go right through there. Or being honest, on the opposite side, it might even be better. There's less opportune places for people to fire at you as you're crossing through.
That's what you're talking about.
Alright, looks like we are down to the last 2 minutes of preparation. I'm going to swing in here and check out this big firing position they got up here. They got a nice 50, 7.62, 50.
How's the third floor looking as third floor secure?
That's quite close, if you're asking me.
Yeah, I got a wall.
If they get into the
I'm
water,
I'm working on
they'll
the
use this
heavy machine.
gun with much
Yep.
efficiency at all, it looks like.
Setting up the
And then
second.
they got a big SPG pointing
Grab it.
straight at the big bridge down there. They got a couple more over here. So, with this one, it looks like the same thing applies. Oh, no, that barrel doesn't go the whole way through. So if that barrel, if they were able to put it just a little bit more further, they might be actually able to fire this concrete block. But wherever they have it.
Load it, load it, load it.
You want to keep
Another
digging this one?
below it.
The sandbagger
That
here.
is an interesting tactic, putting
No, don't dig it all the way up because the disco wanted to see.
right on top of each other.
Okay.
Try to keep somebody.
I am noting that they have nothing pointing northwise. No emplacements. Oh, I stand corrected. There is an SPG sitting at the very top.
I guess I'll stay on third then.
Third or second. Well,
Alright,
third's
we were
got most
down
of the
to
discos, so we'll stay on
last
third until we
45
get C.
seconds. Just doing one last fly over here, just to see. They don't really have any good way to outwardly defend this, especially with how big the blue zone from a radio is. They really wouldn't be able to barbed wire the entire coast. If they were able to, there'd always be a gigantic hole getting in there. Let me quickly respawn to something real quick. Just before we get up and going. Alright, phase 2 is now live. We're going to see the Chinese start to light up this northern shore. All the cars that are available are putting fire down. Looks like the orders are are being fired. Right there. Sorry about that, folks. I'm paused because people saying that they're having a hard time viewing the stream. I'm just checking in on that to make sure that you good folks are getting the same stream that I'm putting on for you guys. And there we go. Clan MC already has one Vic on land, but now
Okay, we're back.
start to come in. And on the opposite side, another Vic is attempting to make that great crossing. It does not look like anyone is ready for the next stop. The entire crew next to the radio. One good mine taking out one vehicle as he tries to push hard in. Someone's unaware, it seems, that the Vic slightly north as 3 people are already trying to make it into this race. Getting down by Nelly.
Damn. Alright, so there's still one on the upstairs. Hey, behind the sandbag.
Really?
One behind the sandbag.
Fucking saw a grenade right up. That radio. AU is going to be able to do, I believe, medic.
I need you swap the spots. Swap the spots, Bale.
Alright, he's playing some music right there, so I'm going to back up off of him just in case. As I move on. And it looks like those mortars might be MPI. They are running their own radio with their mortars, being able to kill AU and his other teammate up here, but also damaging their defenses around the radio. All in all, is mortaring your own radio a good strategy for defense? I'm going to give it a
get out of there. There's a need in there.
Ow! Going up here to try to stop them from healing, but he doesn't.
Hey, is there
notice
anyone in
right underneath his
Hey!
feet. There he goes.
Shit.
He finally gets it. And he coming in. Looks like the initial Plan MC assault has been thwarted, except for Weaponized, who is just hanging out, sunning himself on this nearby roof. Taking some long shots at the NBI across the water. Plan MC getting a radio down pretty close to the island. Start their assault across this little channel. take a look here on the east side. Just Mr. Crazy and Eli left after their team had gotten hit, it looks like, by Jungle and Slate. Looks like Jungle has found Eli crouching, trying to take a shot on them. Getting one good hit on their Vic with a lad before getting smoked. Now just Mr. Crazy all by himself, being surrounded by Jungle and Slate squad. Mr. Crazy.
Close left, close left.
Zombie, I'm coming to you.
You guys want to dismount?
As they're starting to take a strong grip on that east side there. I'm going to switch my attention back over to the west. It's still conducting a guerrilla warfare operation over here, but he has been found out and is now going to have to hold this house down all by himself. Being a one-man arm on the point, distracting the one squad of defenders here on the south side of the island. Very frags in there.
Hey, hold going up to the roof. Hold going up to the roof.
Second floor.
Bro, I said hold the roof.
That missed. He's fucking us up. He's fucking us up.
It looks like that boat is finally pushing down in from the north, and they just get hit by the Oni with a frag round, taking out more than half of the occupants of the boat. Now with only 2 people on the boat, are they still going to attempt to land it? They are. They're going to push in there deep. Decide that they're going to give Oni a little bit of payback for taking out their squad. Oni getting arming distanced on the boat and then taken out by the 2 that got off of it. Triggers down in north.
It's a launching boat here. Don't kill them. Don't kill them. It's a launching boat.
Out of body. To the left. To your left. To your left.
Shot out. The gunner getting shot out. And the passenger is getting wiped off the boat by Modern.
This boat's empty, and this launching boat is...
Little do they know that North Viking has made it in deep, and their is on their fob.
I'm gonna kill this fucking heli.
We got contact below us. Contact below us.
They're in the hab.
They're in the hab. They're on us.
They're in the hab.
Let's get some viewer trace in here. So we can see. Camping the hab. Raiding it out, getting 3 good kills at least. As another boat pushes in here.
Go.
Start trying to take this north side of the complex. North was able to stop their spawning just long enough. A little friendly fire there. Ooh, getting taken out by the barbed wire.
Just give me a
All
sec.
right,
Set
making
everybody
it
up.
into the hab. Once again, the hab is
I'm inside our hab, but they're proxy here.
Rammer coming in, taking him out. Now it's just carry out left on the island. Will carry out be able to persist, or is he going to be voted off the island? We will see. Carry out takes out Rammer. Now there's just Tex and Modern on the reinforce. Also being taken out. Modern getting the elevation on carry out.
Right, go get him up. Go get him
out.
Okay, medikit.
That was a solid push here on the north side, but now 3 boats stranded. They're not going to be able to get those boats back. They're going to blow them up themselves. Some long distance shots here. Island on island combat. Island on land combat. As they're starting to kill off people here on this western radio. They're setting up to try to get some crossfire, as the eastern side, it would seem to me, is still struggling to get any type of foothold down. Working off of rallies. Well, a rally. No, 2. No, just 1 rally it looks like. This Plan MC is now rolling an APC back in. Trying to take these guys down. Rolling right past Slate. Not looking behind them. It's Slate just chasing them down the road.
Oh, I know. We're
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck. That was a headshot.
I got one.
Nice shot.
There's gonna be death right here.
We've driven through it twice.
Almost on that tree.
Shoot him fast.
I got him.
Have we tried it?
Plan MC's trying to get it pulled down on this eastern side to try to fully encircle this island. Let's see. Did they call out Index? How long did they have? Ask a question in the chat, see if I get a call out. Are they going to try to drive this APC right on to point? It looks like they just may. They will get us right up in there so that way we can see this top gunner as they...
Hey, no shoot! No shoot me! Hey, no shoot us!
We have a sapper, right? Yeah. We'll go for the radio. They have a sapper.
No shoot!
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, shoot now. Shoot. Gunner. Everyone out.
There you go.
Let me go first. I got it.
As another pushing that northern side, most of them get off through the boat. Still, even surviving.
He's
here on the
open top,
southern
though.
side.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
There they are.
What the fuck? How did he get over the wall?
Nade.
There they go.
Who's up here? Watch the stairs.
There was at least 2 on the roof behind sandbags on the left hand side of the stairs.
We need.
They're gonna have to get their sapper back up.
Hey,
Running in.
fuck, I don't know what the min arm on your fucking shit is.
Jed's getting right past the guy who's supposed to be watching the stairs.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be able to?
Where's the entrance to this building?
Got two.
It's following me.
Friendly.
Rammer destroying that AT. Ooh, zombie gets caught healing. And there goes that push from the eastern side. Does look like we have two sneaky little rascals here on the northern side using that high wall. Using that high wall to try to sneak around. Ooh, Salem getting one good shot, killing Modern, and half-elfing two more. One rocket well placed towards the compound. There's Heli coming onto the eastern side. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the first time I'm seeing a Heli get out of main on Plan MC side. Looks like Plan MC finally has some mortars down, being operated by Mars over here, raining hell on that northern compound, it looks like. There it is. These shots land on the southern compound radio. Two well placed, one in the water. Two sneaky rascals got found out and taken out. It looks like Plan MC has decided that they're going to secure the whole western side and try to push it from there. Mars finally really locking in those orders, hitting all around the break.
I got sniped from the window.
Just barely in. I don't even know if that's actually possible to loop a mortar right in through that crack there. I think in theory you could. NMC bringing down another DC. Motherland are trying to get some shots here. Motherland on a 50 cal location, push over here, slinging rounds. And Motherland even really see them? Let's find out. Yeah, that's not great news. By just keeping the fire down on it.
Attack.
PC starts to get built up as they try once again for a hard push in that compound. Hurricane down here near this southern bridge.
Yeah.
APC pushing in hard once again. Crazy Dave, IED. Oh, there it is. Crazy Dave and Prod getting an insane clip right there. IED drone. good old reminder in squad, if you hear that cell phone ringing, it's called God. And it looks like we have just less than 40 minutes left for them to mount a sustainable offense. Though it looks like on the southern side of this island, Carry Out and Point were able to sneak down a radio and a hab. The hab being out in the open, not a great place, but it might just be sneaky enough.
Oh, Sean, you have
Does Garrett notice what is going down on the southern side as the entire squad and maybe two spawn as soon as this hab gets up? As we see some seeding layer-esque action here on the super fob. As loads of people just spawn right in. With only Garrett to try to stop them and get capped by triggers down, but now they know. Now they know they're coming in force from the south side of this island. This has now became Al Basra seeding. Orders starting to come in. Not getting anyone here on the southern side. Looks like those are the MEI mortars coming to try to stop this southern push before it gets too late and they get too far up the island. Looks like most of them are being stopped there. It's dangerous heli passing on the northern side of the island. That is an interesting strategy. I wonder what that heli pilot was thinking doing that, because they were going way too fast to drop off any supplies there. Kratos being the first one to make it up to this compound.
Oh, the spiky things on my ass.
Kratos getting a beat on Jeds, looks like. Taking him out. He's got taking control of the compound.
All we gotta do is watch these stairs, Sean.
Kratos trading with Cowboy well, not trading. Kratos gets Cowboy for his grandmother takes Kratos out. Now it's keeping people on that northern compound down. Looks like a squad, maybe an FTL size unit here, is pushing back across the bridge. 3 underneath, 1 on top. Trying to stop this southern before it is too late. Now starting to kill all the grammar.
At the top of the stairs, there's a guy laying down on the north side of the stairs. Top of the stairs.
Wallace being
Just throw
the first
grenades
guy
up
in
before you
here.
go up. Throw grenades.
I'm gonna get you underneath your gun immediately on.
Unbad grenade.
Yes.
Gonna get right there. No.
You haven't got it.
Up here. Holy shit.
That is interesting.
He's dead.
Oh! What the
JC
fuck?
the line getting
Oh, fucking jeez.
rocking.
I'm getting one of you up.
Pick me up,
Throwing
pick me up.
another
I'll
grenade
start taking
up and
shit.
over. He's gonna get that grenade. Nice
Thank God you didn't
CQE
miss that.
action. Grenade right there. Too high up.
Get down, get down.
Getting iced as he takes
You're
out his
insane.
Oh shit.
Oh
One coming up the stairs. One coming up the stairs.
Carol
Yeah.
deciding that
Outside.
friendly fire is worth
job.
getting flagged.
It's clear. This place is
And
clear.
Plan MC now has an entire squad.
Just cover. Just
Start
cover.
digging. Start digging. Start digging.
Weaponized underneath, keeping them from getting out of their half. It looks like this is
Here.
Get the wire.
Yeah, dig the wire out.
Dig the wire.
Dig the wire.
We don't
get
need anyone on the
here.
stairs here, guys.
I'm waiting for the combat to get area.
Yeah, we only need like 3 people here.
Gary here.
So
Folks.
we
If
can
you're
do that
picking
on
up,
the
don't get up.
top,
Don't
no
move,
matter
picking up, do that.
crazy.
They want to go back.
Nice job. Back.
No, go up.
Look over here. Where is Bob at that he hit that crazy shot? Way over there. King Bob with a crazy peek right into his radio. Making that shot. The AK 4x sight. Just laying it down on the radio. Able to peek right through this radio. Right after the radio.
Jin.
Shaking it all down.
These guys on the radio are working heavy mortar fire.
Come on.
King Bob getting taken up. Our boss man and Jay Snow, who are starting to creep up on him, it looks like. Hearing King Bob fire. Trading. That's wild. Like the only people that can stop the squad size element on their radio, people to the north, but they have built up the top levels of this compound, but the bottom level apparently had holes that were easy to walk through and get into their hab. His weapons now digging this hab down.
You guys are trash with your fucking rockets.
The rookie trying to get some sort of peek, but he knows that if he tries to peek that door, someone's watching it. Now AU and Jaeger are watching it as they got this hab on the north side dug down halfway. Rookie using the top part of that. Now trying to get the hole in the floor to get a peek on him. Make it back over here to the radio, see how it is.
Hey, go for that.
How long you killed through a
The fuck
wall?
out of my way. Get out of my way. Get up.
Radio's bleeding.
Radio
Radio's
is on
on bleed.
bleed
It's
on
bleeding.
this northern super
Oh, that's
pod.
wild.
Yeah, this is a crazy image.
Oh, it looks like this southern half is on the rocks from the MEI pushing in hard. And prob digging down their radio here on the south side.
Still another one north. See that?
What's this digging going up over? Oh, we're digging down. Oh.
We're digging on the radio right now.
Oh, fuck.
Take down the people digging down this radio.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you, thank you.
Is he gonna get that rocket? No, he is. And just blast and prod to bits. Are they gonna be able to get in there in time to save that radio from going down? Trigger Down has 2 people that
They
does
got all
need
these
to
automatics.
fight.
I'm stuck here with fucking Maz and Nate, dude.
And there it is. The top island has, the northern island has been captured.
Hell yeah.
Grammar makes it back on top to try to guard this radio as it starts to move out.
Fuck's the way in.
Thank you.
now starts to dig it
Digging
back
up radio, digging
without-
up radio.
Without clearing him dead.
Got him.
Confusion
Is
is
Stone bleed?
alien.
Yeah.
Back up here. Gets
Fuck.
him,
Radio's gone.
but the radio let him out. It was not in time. Looking over here at the southern island, see what defenses that they have down. It looks like Wrecker is posted up with the APC turret on this truck, getting ready to smack anything that comes down this channel or goes across the bridge. Trying to look for that heli. That heli flying dangerously close to that whole island. As the other APC turreted truck is sitting here unmanned right next to this western bridge, which is probably going to be a high point of contention as it is the easiest way to push onto this island compared to the southern bridge. But as we can see, they have a whole logi set up here to try to block it off, along with several mines. And it does look like here that there are loads of defenses, but their radio placement I actually find kind of interesting. They have it a little in this little sneaky shack. Oop, my bad, I went a little bit far underground. Now just have it just tucked away right here in this little sneaky shack. No defenses to prevent people from running up into it. Nothing at all. Right here. So if anyone tries to use this crossing to get over there, they're gonna for sure hear it and quite easily see it. So they're really counting on the west side of this island, which is fordable, I believe, being used, or the fact that they're going to be so focused on this bridge or the southern bridge by proxy that they just don't think to run across the fordable water right there. We will see how this attack plays out, as MEI has a radio here and a radio on the far east side, keeping that MSR locked down with also their mortars on it. It also looks like MEI has fought their way on this way. They are going to be ready. Does not look like that lat shot was effective at all around that APC. As that is 2 radios lost now for Plan MC. As the remaining Plan MC people are evacuating off this island, taking this supply boat over, and they are getting shot off. Bob getting one, snagging shot on another one. They're trying to sneak this boat away, and there goes the driver. All Rat being the last person on it, as it looks like they were trying to take that supply logi to, ironically, where MEI has a radio down for their mortars. Nope, there it goes. Nelly getting the kill on that logi boat. And also Collat and Wallrat with that RPG shot. With less than 25 minutes left, Plan MC is going to have to regroup to get a final push down. It looks like they have a sneaky little APC. Slate just missing it. And I don't think you'd be able to see it, actually. Yeah. Let's follow these guys around here for a minute, as I think they're about to pull off a very sneaky flank on this southern island. As they also have a full heli circling a large island. I guess trying to give off the appearance that they're doing recon. Let's take a look here. It looks like Plan MC did find that mortar hab on the far east side and have worked over there to take it down. Quickly just use my superpowers here to take a look in. Looks like a whole squad size element has pushed in, try to take out this mortar hab, with only Barbecue Milkman being left on it. It looks like they have quickly gotten in here. It looks like this might be where they place their radio. If they can get that helicopter to swing back around low. Suit up ENSL down here. And try to get up into a high place and set down a radio whenever this helicopter comes in. Throw one down. He's getting a rally down first, it looks like. Celtic getting shot up in the heli, as the heli is just, wow. Celtic, William Wallace, and Mr. Crazy just deciding to test if squad has parachutes installed yet. Booga booga. Oh, he couldn't hear me. That's my bad. Ooga booga. See that there is about to be a strong southern push, it looks like, from both Squad 4 and it looks like Squad 8. Jaeger might be just all by his lonesome down here, doing some forward recon. Looking like Jordan and Barbecue Milkman pushing up a Logi truck from the south, riding back in, since looks like their mortar hab on the far east side is being taken down by Eli and crew. Looks like they are relocating to possibly set up another mortar hab on the west side now. Looks like Jaeger got found out by Leroy on the far west side. Now they might have somewhat of an idea that a southern push is coming. Finest being the furthest front observer, getting onto the big apartment complex, hotel, resort area up here. I'm trying to get some sniping action in. Looks like maybe track Logi trying to come in and maybe set something up here on the west side. little do they know, they are about a stone's throw away from the enemy super fob radio. Looks like they are attempting to blow up their own lodging here. Ooh. No, it was just trying to get an RPG right to the face. Striker sniping Lego Maego out of the lodgy. It's just Mars left in the lodgy. I believe Mars is going to take this lodgy away, not knowing just how close they were. It looks like Tex might be able to get a headshot off of this lodgy before it really gets away. Mars decided to take it going south. As now I look back over on the south side, and it looks like the majority of everyone that was on the south side. Oh no, it looks like there was a heli crash. And the heli tried to drive by and give a radio to these people on the south side. They got shot down. And now Prod is moving through here to try to clean up everyone who remains.
Oh my god!
Here we go, Mr. Crazy taking out Prod. But now people know that there's a southern offensive getting stacked up. Compound. The surprise southern push not going the way of Plan MC. As they're down to 17 minutes left for the push. It does look like a small contingent was able to sneak their way in on this north side. Madx, Confusion, and Civil Games getting picked off by King Bob.
That sounded close.
That was behind us.
King Bob probably has an extreme. Let's see if I can find him on here. King Bob, 32 down, 4 down. King Bob really going out this time. Clearing the enemies one by one. And this southern offensive just getting crushed by an FTL size unit. They're experiencing the true Middle Eastern type combat that the MEI can pull in these close quarters combat scenarios. They still have their rallies down here on the south side. All they got to do is make it past the FTL that's coming around to try to burn out their SL's rallies. One personal Hell Cannon shot for Finest, who was on this roof. They decided that he was worth one propane canister, it seems. Looks like your Plan MC is getting a lodgy full of people ready to go here. Just barely avoiding mines that are down here on the western side. Pushing right into a small FTL, just watching out for anything trying to push in deep here. And fully unloading Log full snipe. Last shot missing. Looks like they are going to try to get something up here on the refinery. Catching Immunity chest with his pants down. He's trying to push that boat back into the water and missing it. SWEG, Netherland, and Zombie, the only people still left in that logi. Full squad stack, it looks like. Cutting back over, it looks like the push is still holding ground as Plan MC does have a radio down here. It's been found out. The commando on this north side looks like this radio they got up here is going to end up being wasted unless the Plan MC is able to push off all these defenders. Looks like this southern side push is also being met with heavy resistance. As little do they know that they are so close to that enemy superpod rating on the southern side. MEI logic is blown up. And it looks like one of these rallies here on the south side also being hurt by the defenders pushing down in here. So far, almost 11 minutes left. No strong foothold has been made to take this southern island. As they try to dial that hell cannon in to kill this radio, with Nelly finding it. No Plan MC here. Maddox may be able to run back there in time, but will he be able to cut through the 4 defenders there? And it looks like that logi that SWEG had brought in here to the refinery side has also been disabled. Engine being taken out. All the people that came with it also being killed out. It is going to be hard for them to gain a foothold now. Manning and Strikers have came up here onto the apartment complex to try to counter any remaining Southside pushers. Celtic finding himself between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, you definitely are. Sorry, carry it.
FF, Alta 4 as well. Go next.
Tickets there. Starting to get a little slim here on tickets on the Plan MC side. 10 minutes remaining before Endix. Celtics about to get these claps and strikers from up above. There it is. No rest for the wicked here. Simple game getting killed out finally. There's just not been a successful water push from these little rib boats. So easy to get shot out from them. We saw earlier in the match just just the frag round hitting next to the boat is enough to do sizable damage to any squad within those boats. Looks like Plan MC one logic held by Foofy all by himself with a singular logi here on the eastern side. I guess bringing it back to base to try to get more people to possibly set something up with it. He might be able to get over here to 8 and pick some people up to try to get something down. Some last hope to try to get a last push into the southern island. That MEI has just been able to have an absolute gridlock on. There being no conceivable way for anyone to get anything down. Little do they know that radio is just right there. Once they get in here, they can walk right in, take this bad boy down, but they just haven't been able to get close enough to it. With that exception, the Logi that rolled right in here to immediately get most of them smoked right out of it. It looks like Prod has taken his due diligence and gone through and taken away all of the rallies on the south side. Oni just smacking Bob Gobbler with the frag round. Right out of play. Plan MC finally getting a radio down here on the east side of the island. Looks like King Bob, no, he's looking the opposite direction. They don't even know yet. There's going to be a hard push from this northeast once again. Getting Wrecker in a bunch of kills. That helmet right in. Trying to take this high-rise complex.
Who's a medic? Who's a medic? Just!
That Magnum is using old 7 training. Air burst those grenades right on top of that apartment complex, wiping out the little remaining people from that hot.
We all dead.
Questionable use of a heli.
Yeah, we all
if
did.
you ask me, but reasonable with only 5 minutes. As whoever's on the hell cannon has personal beef with this exact spot on this apartment complex in the south. Once again, whoever is on that hell cannon has beef with that apartment complex. There's no radio on MEI's radio, so it's hard for me to believe that Plan MC knows where it's at quite yet. Does look like 3 was able to sneak in and get a rally down here on this western side. Boat push. There's just too many people watching the waterways for you to be able to sneak on through. Nothing exciting yet to really report. Point might be able to see that enemy radio from here. I realize it's kind of weird that building has a lot of construction around it, but it gets snuck up on by cosmic caliber.
That's crazy.
About 3 minutes left. Hopeless push from NMC is just getting stopped. One full APC trying to make the treacherous push across the line. There's GL at it. Anything. That's just getting stopped. Gunner getting shot out. Now they're all getting missed. Are they going to be able to push even up in here? Another lap hitting, but only causing hull damage.
Retract.
There we go.
No, don't get out, don't get out.
There it is. Actually, off of that. Lower kills, all to himself. And it looks like MEI has decided on mortar shoot this complex, even though absolutely nobody is there. Annie and Strikers. Oh, they had to use it. Looks like there's finally contingent pushing in from the northwestern side. Finest of William Wallace getting in deep with only a minute left to go. Will they even be able to touch the radio before time runs out? They're not even running towards it. It seems like they don't even know where it could possibly be. They're really just running in here trying to do any type of damage that they can. Gun truck worth of people shot out here. Jay Snow being trapped under the truck. Looks like you're stuck there, buddy. You're just shooting out that truck. Mr. Crazy might have a chance if the people on the opposite side of the river do not see him. This crazy generational run, he might get it. He got seen though, unfortunately. And there it is.
That was painful.
Let's roll through here.
That was fun. I had a
Good
time.
job, guys. Lots of fun.
GG's, guys.
I am going to
We'll get them this time.
try to go through.
Can we turn on shadows?
Everyone's
It's just the map.
I did better.
Hey, give your accommodations to your advisor, guys. You know, I was sitting here the whole time, being a good boy.
That motherfucker didn't do
Get him
shit all
recommendations.
game, bro. I didn't hear David in
Everyone
command
give it
chat.
a
Yeah, carry out. That's crazy.
No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, bro. I got you, I got you.
24 and 5.
I don't feel like I killed 13 people.
When I super fought Commander, bro.
Yeah, give him.
Who the fuck is
I feel like every
that?
time I turned around, there was some
We're
fucker
trying to
with
be
a gun
slamming,
shooting me in the
motherfucker.
forehead from 300 meters away.
Viking is the one who's been doing
My
the
consultant was
their
beside me
cooler,
and
these
shooting
guys
mortars.
feel
I don't know why David can't
moist,
do it.
You're what?
weaponized.
I was told not to
weaponized
participate in the
David's
game.
on Plan MC
Oh.
side. All right, let's see if switching sides, if Plan MC second round is even able to touch that second island, or if they're even able to get down the first island.
Advance and secure. ادفعوا للأمام وسيطروا على كل المناطق الموجودة.
Hold on, I might need to fix my ad cam real quick. There we go. Wait for me to fully spawn in. All right. Let's go ahead and get set up here and watch to see how SWEG does on her defense compared to Crazy Dave, who's able to hold out on that last super fob. And come up here and see if anyone wants to put their plans down on the map to see what all they have in store for this. Surprising. So that would explain why they were really trying to go after that apartment complex that last round, because that is where they're planning to place their radio. It looks like they are going to place their radio where their attack radio for that northern island was as well.
تحياتي أيها القائد.
That's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with all of that switched up. Different radio placements, different results. Though, in the first round, MEI put their radio in a real exposed position. No one was even able to come close to it. Just because of the way that they kept their defense rolling constantly. Keeping spotters at key positions, spotting them as they came in, and then having their defense rotate over to crush it as they came in waves. All right, for you guys timing at home, let's see if SWEG's Logi drivers are able to get to the top island faster than Dave's Logi drivers. All right, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Find smaller dicks in the pants. Okay.
Alright.
What?
Okay. Pit maneuvered out.
Good driving.
I'm not drunk.
Follow them from above. like Beto is having a hard time with the terrain. I do think Dave's Lodge drivers have the leg up so far. Here we go, kid. JC. Good. Clinch it out for the team. Let's find out. Let's get in here and see what lines he takes to get up there to that northern island.
Oh, dude.
Looks like JC
I
people
dismount
are
quick.
getting out here.
I should all of you dismount.
Oh, they're not JC's people. I bet. Jaeger's team is getting out here. Set down a rally on the west side. It looks like they aren't going to point. There we go. The boat finally put down the radio here at 122. I believe Dave got their northern radio down faster. For any of you guys timing it out at home. As they have chosen to put
nope.
the
Weaponized.
radio.
It is. Time was on the end.
I don't give a fuck. Don't yell at me.
I hate weapons.
I will fucking shoot you.
Just do it. Do it and
As
I'll
they've
disconnect.
gone for the open
You're
radio
gonna disconnect anyway.
position. Here on the southern side of the North Island. I believe that radio could even be hit by mortar fire if they're able to get the angle correct. Yeah, if they're able to put mortars right here on the backside of this house, they can get that radio easy. That is an interesting place to put their first super fob radio for sure. Let's see how it plays out for them. And it looks like this radio here for the southern super fob is tucked away in this apartment complex, nice and safe, being guarded by skulls here from Rib. Coming here, it looks like they are also taking advantage and pushing as far north on this island to try to catch as many people out in the water, getting ready to push in. Okay, there we go. Crazy Dave being told to back up. I believe being too close to that line. It looks like MEI has They have a bike ready and raring to go here. Now, he's surely been spotted. Surely. These guys right here have a bead on this poor Mr. Bossman on a motorcycle. Taking an overview look here on the map, that is an interesting decision here for SWEG's team to put a radio right here on the outside to be able to get a hab down. Is that actually in that complex? No, it's not built up yet. I'm not seeing one. Am I just too far up? Okay, they might have just marked where they would like it to go. But that is interesting. They're starting to get sight lines on and mark people on the north side of that island. I am going to deselect the person, so that way it stops flashing on the map. We got left 3 minutes 20 seconds till it all kicks off. It looks like quite possibly there's more people off rip pushing this eastern side on the Plan MC side, this roundabout, with an APC and is it a gunning transport or is it just transport? It's a gun transport lined up here on the east side for Plan MC. With Plan MC wanting to get more of an initial push here, trying to fully wrap around this northern island just like SWEG did on attack last side. But now, if Plan MC goes for that sneaky south side radio, they're going to run right into MEI's radio down here on the horseshoe south side of this. Two minutes left until the great kickoff. I really want to see how this goes. C-Dub and Point here on the west side with that one APC techie. Let's see, I'll get the actual name for it so I don't sound stupid. BMP1 technical. As it looks like 5 might just line up to spar off with them. And just staring at each other. Ref, do something. They're just staring at each other. There we go. Point and C-Dub are going to decide to choose another avenue of attack with a minute left. Let's see if Bossman is going to be able to give his life up for that grand tally for whichever zapper put that IED down on Bossman's bike. Looks like no one's keeping an eye on 5, that he passed the red line there. 20 seconds left. It doesn't look like Yonk's gonna yell at them, but yeah, they're parked right up there on the corner of the line. I'm not quite sure. Boss man gonna get back on his bike. There you go. Should be going live here in any second. Boss man getting back on the bike. Go, boss man, go. I believe in you. You can do it. Is he in cover there? He is. Just a little bit in defilade. There we go. On the boss man. Oh, if they didn't shoot him off real quick there, that would have been the end of the show. But that lad was able to fire that Logi. Stop that Logi from pushing down south. But Prod Nelly Lodge Magnum getting that APC up and going. It looks like they are going for the same strategy off the rip that SWEG and their crew did last game, pushing that APC right into there. Nelly getting shot out from the side by the 50 gunner. Otherland. They'll bring that APC in there and they're going to run right up in there, being like, alright, this is where we put our radio. Is this where you put yours? And it is a no. They get in there and hold down this complex. Now they're going on the great search of where is this radio. Gunner getting shot off the top by the 50 gunner Motherland. Lat hitting the side, not tracking it. Other side of the complex. They're realizing that all their emplacements are on the south side of the island. Mando's trying to figure out where am I getting shot at from, as neither of them can really see each other through that tree right there. Barbecue Milkman taking an RPG to the face. As Jordan and Mando start to push down in.
Oh.
And it looks like while I was watching the main assault on the compound here, Potter and his boys were able to push deep down into the south instead of rally down near Cardalan. Celtic driving right into Brandon on and 5 with another APC coming down here around the south. Are they going to go for a sneaky early attack on the second super fob? Sneaking right in here with an APC, I'm guessing to get a rally or two down. Community and his men hopping out. Same thing as Slate. Hab already, one of the two Habs already being proxied on this northern island as I fly my way up here. As they were able to take a strong hold.
Hope isn't in though.
It looks like
you definitely
they are getting fought off of this map pretty hard. With only Saber being left live up here. Milkman doing the twitch there on the ground, right? right next to the hab. And just like last round, the west side of this map doesn't seem to be as strongly held. Definitely no radio down. Maybe strikers, jets are pushing down south. Alright. Looks like Slayton Communities teams are pushing up. And they are already checking out the place that they placed their radio last round. And they're finding this entrance blocked off with sandbag walls. As it looks like Boston is trying to set up this 50 gunner to respond to the incoming threat in time, driving right up to enemy combatants. Community getting right up in here. Surely you can hear the radio. He's so close to it. Sneaking right up behind him for a mile. Looks like this radio is well in tune. Swim for miles getting taken out by Hidden. Looks like Community is out here by his lonesome, just trying to figure out where he needs to be going.
Oh, scared the fuck.
Fear scaring the shit out of Community. They have figured out where the southern radio is already. So it looks like, compared to last round where they had all forces pushing 1 point at the same time, this round they are deciding to throw 2 squads in. A couple squads in radio. Getting Zombie God, a 3-piece, and the APC here on the southern side. But I do not think that it's going to be enough, as they have already started their way in this radio room. They're choosing to get their fellow teammates up before pushing on in, especially with the APC getting blown to bits by that IED SUV. The IED bike didn't work. You know it's better than a bike and SUV. Agent Mulder trying to take some shots here at Fear. Fear returning in kind and getting Agent Mulder. It looks like this southern radio has been completely surrounded, with the hab coming back online to the north now, letting Dave's defenders spawn back in on it, but they only have FPL side response spawning back in on the northern hab. Now it seems like the bold strategy of having that open radio on the south side of the North Island might have to pay off. Now, as I can see that both the west and the east side of that northern island have been surrounded.
Where's that thing?
Second floor, second floor.
Second floor, second floor. I need help digging. Get your ass up here.
Weaponized,
Coming.
popping an air burst grenade
Coming
on
from the north,
jungle,
coming.
using the 7 range fast.
I'm on it. I'm right behind you.
West
Killing
down.
it. Weaponized is gonna have to push in a little bit closer.
Yeah, that's why I
ammo on
Here,
stairs
kissing
if you
some
need it.
barbed wire. Nope,
I'll heal you.
just
Just fucking worry about digging this stupid shit down.
I'm fucking dead. There we go.
Minister.
Excuse me, you're in the way.
Thank you.
This early push on hands down. It looks like
Almost there.
pushing to see where they can get these attackers off of their
I'm
radio.
covering your ass, dude. Just get this thing down. They're north side. Everyone just. I need one person watching the south wall.
You can put C4 down.
It looks like they are starting to get C4 down on this radio.
C4 on radio.
Hey,
C4
one
on radio.
circling west.
C4 on radio.
Down.
That is getting a 3-piece. C4 down already with Community there to finally watch it. Community and Horace, the only people up around the radio.
C4 on radio. Stay clear radio.
Horace getting a little bit close.
Behind you,
Horace.
Horace. You traded. You traded.
There we go. C4 went off on radio. Radio only halfway down. Beto wiping
Get those
it.
revives.
I still have my C4 if you pick me up.
Yeah.
As he comes down to a nail biter here, I'm gonna just see how it's going on the north radio. The north radio is finally getting.
There's still more.
Down.
At least one
hard.
more.
What floor is radio on?
This would be great to have two perspectives watching here as I quickly zoom over. See quite Crazy Dave and a small squad-size element taking the halfway bridge. Looks like some more people trying to push across the water. As it looks like on this northern island, SWEG's defenders are pushing far and out and around just to try to keep them at bay. I'm
They're still
gonna come
walking
swing
around.
right back down.
Yeah. If you're alive, they can
And
hear
now
me.
this radio is
But no,
knocked
as soon
out.
as I go up the stairs,
And the closest
covering it.
Hey,
on
Skulls.
is
Put a C4 down underneath him. You can kill him through the floor or IED.
there is no one left
That could
here.
damage our radio.
Hey, don't talk in local. It doesn't matter if you kill the guy, you can save it. He's not on the radio, I don't think, but
As they are debating whether or not there are still people left. They're sitting on the IED underneath it, putting their radio on bleed. With just JC the Lime left to defend it. Skull's getting shot out by
Go save
Cosmic Cowboy.
Is radio second floor?
Yes, it's on bleed.
JC running in to save the radio from bleeding out here.
They're on us.
Cleaning the room. And two attackers are running in. JC able to get the radio back up to not bleeding halfway out. The attackers are going to start rushing back in.
Oh, there's one up here. Hey, man. What are you doing in
Training out right on the radio. And now Swim for Miles and Lego
He's on
Maego. We're going to have to push the front door. Everyone's watching.
Right hand side, top, first floor, right hand side.
Jungle getting hit by the one grenade. Jungle catching grenades all game.
Oh, dude, my bad.
Alright, I'll W key in there.
I'm putting it down. I'm putting it on
I'll
the
risk
radio.
my life.
Keep dragging him. Keep dragging him.
Clear back. Clear back. Clear back.
Move north, cocksuckers. Move north.
Plan MC.
C4 down,
getting
C4 down, C4 down.
Get out of
C4.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Lego Maego getting iced by Vox. And only one small 3-man unit to the north running down through the open. A questionable rally. Middle of that little.
Hey, stay behind the gap.
There we go. Now that southern radio.
Alright, let's get out of
50 meters, straight north.
Second C4.
Another 3-man unit running in from the western side.
Oh no. Sorry,
Fuck it.
stand in front of me.
Jungle almost catching another grenade. Somehow surviving that blast. And the 3-man to the west has been taken down.
Hey, Shinobi, put some barbed wire on it.
Now it's just Celtic and Conman to the west needing to push in. And are they going to get there in time before this radio fully bleeds out? Celtic making a generational run again. Log, Minister.
Behind the stairs, behind the stairs.
Celtic running into the bottom floor, looking for the radio and getting iced.
Okay, it was just
Southern radio is now secure and will fully bleed out here now. As the split attack strategy has paid off for Plan MC in the south, Island Alpha had been captured. And now all that is left is that interestingly placed radio on the south of this northern island. Looks like MEI is going to have to full shift to the northern island. Looks like mortars are trying to strike the small amount of units that are on this western bridge in the northern island. Like the extra radio that MEI had right over here on the corner has also been found and taken down by Plan MC. Looks like Plan MC is starting to push up.
Wait.
Possibly being.
Alright, I need you for rally too.
No, they're trying to get a rally here on the western side. Alright. One of MEI's Logi's being stranded here on the west side as well. JC getting in here and cleaning out half of that FTL that was on this bridge. Now looks like Plan MC is taking a breather now with 40 minutes remaining to get that northern island. Plan MC is deciding to invade Al-Basra's Taiwan. Celtic is trying to sneak over and reclaim this Logi right here. Is he going to be able to shoot Sphere from this far out with no optics? Does not look like it. Goes up. BMP-1 technical is now going to come up this western side. Are they going to catch this Vic out here in the open? If he only looks forward, he'll be able to see it. Let's see here. Is this BMP-1 technical going to be able to kill Plan MC gun truck? As he's not even shooting.
No. Yeah.
Interesting choice. I don't know where Lego Maego is shooting at. He shot at something, but I'm not quite sure what it was he was shooting at. That shot missing, going high right over the cab. There it is.
Oh, fuck.
After the lat shot hit it from across the channel.
Tell me you see him.
Looks like community is doing a little bit of scouting. Walking right up.
Oh, contact the bridge,
All rad
below.
Mars.
And they need. Kill him?
Community getting taken out by Conman up on the bridge. Ooh. That Hell Cannon falling short and onto friendlies. I wonder. Take a look here at MEI's mortar hab. It looks like they've gotten down here and taking control of the area. With William Wallace and Mr. Crazy still on the mortar side of that hab. And Commander SWEG spawning in. Eli trying to walk in and try to save the radio from being completely surrounded and just getting slaughtered by Mandonaut. They're going to have to push east off that radio to finally clear it out, or patiently wait. Pale Aura sneaking up behind the attacking forces here, but also being snuck up behind by Leroy. He is picking off some of the attacking forces from Plan MC. Leroy finding Pale Aura and taking them out. It looks like Plan MC is trying to put into effect their availability. It does look like Plan MC quite possibly found that radio through log sitting here on the north side of the South Island with a sniper kit. Just can log see that from here? You know what? Let's answer that in the quickest way I know possible. Looking through his eyes and just seeing what all he's looking at. Power log, yep, right there. Right there's what I want. They set up a radio there last time to attack us. Why wouldn't they be back there again? And if I'm logged, because I don't believe I can look through the scope as you look through it. Right there. I can see it a little bit better because I have it highlighted, but right there you can just get a little peek of it through those bushes. Log with the sniper down here can be very dangerous against MEI, because he's going to be able to control everyone who's able to look over that direction or walk. Save that radio. He's there, and he will be able to keep that radio on the lead if he wishes. Looks like Jordan is back on the Hell Cannon. Is he going to try to use that Hell Cannon to take out the radio? Looks like he's using that Hell Cannon to try to take out any forward people. I believe that radio can only be dug down by zappers anyways, so trying to get that Hell Cannon to land on their fob. The best way they got it. Jordan wiping out Zombie God, just using their Hell Cannon against them. Now they have control over their or at least the radio portion of it. Zooming back over, it looks like a small contingent has spawned on the mortar and is going to try to push in, take their radio back. As Mando is now halfway to make sure that they can't spawn on it anymore. As Wrecker and Jordan are continuing to cause chaos over here. Conman sneaking up behind Wrecker. They're so close they can touch. Conman looking over. Can't see Wrecker do that little overhanging. They know someone's on the Hell Cannon. So they're looking at Jordan. Around and getting ice. Now it's just leaving Mando on the radio, as it seems like the mortars have decided to turn their fire on the radio. Figuring that if they keep those guys completely down there to save them before it's too late. Little do they know, Mando is safe and untouched to the side. As Plan MC just called in. Pushing. MEI is able to get control back over their mortar fob after that airstrike goes down and they're able to kill Mando. But Clan MC now is solidly on that island with the northern fob. So here we are, kids. We're back at it. Some Al-Basra seed function here. If you like to play seeding maps, this would be your time to shine. As both northern habs for the MEI have been busted down, and now there is no way for MEI to spawn on their super fob radio. And now it is the few, the proud, the 4 or 5 people that are still on this island. With weaponized zombie ruler. Oh, and Finest is down with Leroy taking him out from afar. As the south side of this island has 3 sharpshooters looking at it, with Castro, Leroy, and Log. We have the two L's and C, the LLC down here holding it down on the south side of the North Island. As Plan MC is just clearing these houses, pushing down to the radio. With 30 minutes, a little less than 30 minutes left, this Northern Island is looking kind of hopeless for MEI. As Modern and Manny just go ahead and get 2 solid team kills.
Let's go. We gotta dig down this fucking barbed wire. Let's make it happen.
I'm on it.
The first successful boat landing I've seen on this map in a long minute finally happening here.
Oh, it's right here.
Holy shit. Yo, fuck it up.
These people getting a little nervous with the last Super Fob radio being.
Whoa,
friendly.
Hey,
careful.
Two people, only two okay, people. Good kill, good kill, good kill.
Hey, don't shovel.
Everybody
don't shovel the radio.
Oh,
Shovel
yeah,
the radio.
Everybody else security.
Do not dig radio. Explosives on radio. Shovel the radio.
Stop. C4, C4, C4. Don't dig it.
Stop
Don't dig
digging.
it.
Stop
Don't
digging.
dig
Stop
it.
digging.
C4, C4.
Yo, cover.
C4,
Take ground.
I'm starting to call this. It looks like no MEI is close enough to do damage to anybody. There it is, folks. 41 minutes and 45 seconds left. We're gonna go off, send people off to debrief.
Yep.
About their matches.
GG guys. All fun.
Hold on. Afterwards, we can do a little interview with both commanders, Crazy Dave and SWEG, for each respective side. And take a look about how they feel about that game. But for the now part,
what did we learn, guys? Don't lock your squads.
we'll move us back over to the main intro schematic as we wind down this match. Thank you all for sitting here and watching. If you, like I said earlier, if you wish to stick around just for a little bit, we will have a post-game interview with both SWEG and Crazy Dave to hear them talk about their experiences in planning, how it went for them, and what they think the biggest moments of that match was. So we're just going to have a little bit of an intermission right here, as everyone who just played that match, you just go and get debriefed. Talk about where they did good, where they did bad. Talk to each other. And I'm going to move us over to our own layer, so that way whenever we get Crazy Dave and SWEG in here, we can talk about their radio placements and everything while looking at the map in real time. All right. In the meantime, while we are waiting for them to finish up in their debriefs, I'm going to go over some myself what I thought were some of the biggest moments, both in the first round and in the second round here. So I'm going to get my admin cam ready in place. And ready and raring to go for you guys. All right. So, while over here and talking, I definitely think that the first round, tactics wise, though it took about the same amount of time, give or take a couple of minutes, for them to get the north side radio on the first round as it did the second round for them to get the south side radio comparatively. The first round, they were throwing everything that they had at taking the west and east coast of this island, plus throwing a couple of expeditionary forces down on this middle to north point side of the point, where with their radio being right here in the middle of the island, they definitely had better control over this island here. Could quickly make a squad so that way we can look at the two different radio placements that they had. So the first round radio being there, I'll mark that with that. The second round radio being right there. So with their radio being here on the north side, they could get some walls down right here to prevent anyone from really pushing this main road. But ultimately, that's not really how they took out their radio. So, being honest, both rounds, I don't think that the deciding factor between round 1 and round 2, between SWEG's offense and Dave's offense, had anything really to do with the radio placement on the Super Fob points. Being quite honest, this northern island, even though the radios are about 100 meters apart from where they wanted to place them, the tactics that were used to take the radios, I think, were the decisive factor. So on this northern island, they spent pretty much right up into the same minute mark almost. I'd say maybe a 2 minutes difference if I want to put my money on it, because I haven't been able to go back and watch the tape back yet. I'd say that the difference was that SWEG put all of their forces on this northern island, try to push in and take this radio, and they were just throwing one vehicle after another once they found out the radio was in this building right here to try to push it in. And the people on this north side were just mowing down as many vehicles or hitting hats and lats in awesome timing, anything that was coming out of them. Like I said, at the end of that match, they're getting a boat to land on this island is hard, especially whenever you have a good perimeter defense out and about. You can just mow them down as they come down the canal there. Where comparatively, Dave, right off rip, decided to send an expeditionary force out here and one out here, heading for where he placed his radios the previous round. I think that is an interesting strategy because after seeing so many Super Fob Fridays and Milsim events here in the 7th myself, I often find that what one side does one round is usually what the other side is planning. It's kind of hilarious because after playing these maps for so long, there are certain like guaranteed good spots because all these buildings look really different until you've played this game a lot and you've been in the same type of building 50 times over and over again. So the main interesting factor, I think, were both of the radio placements that I said were interesting in my opinion were both radios that were found last. This one not being taken down at all, and I'm not even 100% sure they found the radio right here. And SWEG's interesting radio not being found up until the sniper was able to push right up here and look across onto this island and then just see like, oh, there's a bunch of barbed wire right there. Oh, I think that's the radio sitting right there. So I definitely think, as I said, the radio placements interesting, but I don't think that it really came down to the radio placements, in my opinion. I think it was the pure tactical decision where SWEG had decided that she was going to put all of her force into taking down point 1 and then switch to taking down point 2. Where Dave, as a possible audible, because I wasn't in the planning for either of the sides before this match happened, after playing through round 1, decided that he was going to send some to the North Island and he was going to send some to the South Island. And on the South Side Island, they drove right up to the building where David placed his radio in the previous round and found the barricade sitting right here. Well, then after seeing an emplacement right here, they know, okay, well, we're so far away from the radio because that little blue line only goes out so far. So he's like, well, we know the radio's on this island, but we now know that the radio is somewhere in this block. It's not over here yet. So we're gonna bet that it's gonna be in the best building to defend a radio in, which it would be this one. It has a lot of rooftop access. You can fit a lot of people in here, and you can even tuck habs away in these rooms. So they continued to push east. They found some people over here, and then they were able to hear the radio once they were within, I believe, 50 meters of it. And the fact that they came in and hit radio number 2 from the back so fast right off rip probably threw them, through a loop, especially because it wasn't just one squad, it was 2, possibly 2.5, but I'll say for solid 2 coming in from the south here. And they were just not able to get enough people to react, because at the same time, Dave was sending in forces to this northern island, pushing both the west and the east side in, and taking over this radio that SWEG had right off the side, right here, to possibly get an extra hab on the top side of the island, if not be able to get a good take back radio to be able to push back on this northern side of the island, because the radio on the south side was so far south. So I think that is the biggest deciding factor. I mean, there's also a lot of individual performances. Like the second round, if that IED bike was able to go off and take out not just the big, not, I mean, the IED bike didn't even take out the Logi, it was the LAT that did it. So if that IED bike was able to be successful, that would have wiped out 2 big Vics on that western side. Not to mention, if I believe the APC that was over there was the one that swang the whole way down to the south. If he had not seen C-Dub sat up right here and just came bustling right down this road, and C-Dub was able to take him out, that might have also been a big deciding factor. But instead, that APC, which was right over here near the start, came down the whole way around and got up behind them. I believe it was that APC at least that swang the whole way south. Because the same thing happened on the eastern side. They swang the whole way down to Cardalan and then swung back around and pushed in through the southern side. Got up right behind them. Also, the fact that Dave's forces were able to get in to their mortar fob over here and completely control their mortar fob. I can't exactly place where it was, but it was somewhere over here, from what I remember. Yeah, it was right over here. And they got over here, took over their hell cannon, and then just started using that hell cannon. And the use of that hell cannon to basically just stunt all the defenders that are literally just stuck in 3 buildings. This one, that one, and that one. As the forces pushed in across the bridge and eventually just swallowed up the south side of this island, because I believe both of the Habs were really close to that bridge. So once they were able to push in off the bridge, those Habs were basically proxied, and it was just the few and the proud here on the very south side of the island. I think that might have been a big deciding factor, is that both of their Habs were really close to each other. One was like here-ish, and the other one was out in the open right over here. And so maybe if they staggered, had one far Hab up and then maybe one right here in the centralized building, that might have been able to help hold off the attackers' push in. But once they were able to take that main road and proxy that northern Hab, I feel like it was only a limited amount of time, because they also had onto this island. So I think that is ultimately the deciding factor whenever it came to the difference between round 1 and round 2. Just having that split attention between having to send people down here to the south to defend the south, as you're also being encroached in on this northern island. And ultimately on this northern island, they didn't really get a substantial push until after they were able to flex their forces back up north from the southern island. They mostly just got the sides under control. And once the sides were under control, they're basically waiting for that southern island to fall, and then they were able to push in hard and deep into the North Island. Where in round 1, SWEG's team got the Northern Island down, and then they just had all of those people set up on the southern island, and they were able to just set up basically people to watch every part of the water all around this island. And they had all the vehicles that they needed just circling around this road, doing laps and laps, finding, all right, this is where I need to go. This is who I need to shoot. And then move to the next spot. This is where I need to go. This is who I need to shoot. Because they had all this water around them. They had only 2 good bridges that they had to lock down that they did. This bridge was substantially locked down with a truck and a lot of mines. The other southern one just had a lot of mines on it. And their only hope was trying to sneak an element or so of people through. But every time that one person was spotted, I believe one singular person was spot and shot right over here, and that's what caused an FTL size unit to come down here and check out the south, and that's when they found C-Dub and his squad down here. You were pushing in from the south, and there's 2 other squads because there's 3 rallies down here, but they were just continuously under attack ever since that one guy was spotted over here, because they just came down here and swept them out. Same thing with this western side. Mars and the transport came right up here, literally within 50 or so meters of where they had their radio. But they were heard, they were spotted, and then they were shot out of here. Mars being able to just move that transport out of here barely. But this western side was locked down. All sides of this island had gotten just locked down because of the amount of people that they had just to watch every angle of this island. And not to mention that there is substantially more cover, more places to hide. So the defenders just had an ample amount of room just to keep eyes everywhere. The hardest push that they got was whenever they got that boat radio down right up here in this corner, but they just did not have enough people to get that hab down. And by the time that the defenders rushed over here to counter them pushing in through here, they just didn't have enough people and enough time to get a radio down in here and get an assault push going from this northeastern side of the island. So I definitely think that the main decisive tactical factor that went into that last match, well, the last 2 rounds of the Super Fob, was the fact that Dave was able to split his forces and catch the back Super Fob with their pants down, and basically, because whether or not they were expecting them to focus purely on the Northern Island first, or what they were expecting on defense, Dave was just able to sneak in 2 whole squads right here onto the backside, because ironically, Dave was checking his radio locations before going to search more. I don't know if that was the instruction or if that was just, practice makes perfect, and this is a pattern that we've recognized after so many years of playing. But they rolled right into here, and they're like, oh, emplacements. We're getting close. And little did they know, right here. They ran over here, found the radio. And they just weren't able to get enough bodies to push 2 squads worth of people that were held up in those apartments. They actually did sweep down once, but they just, by the time that the returning attackers came back, there's just no chance. I think there was maybe 4 to 5 people in total that were down here defending this back Super Fob, and there just wasn't enough people to respond to this back Super Fob being pushed, because the majority of their forces were clustered up on this island. And I believe whenever I checked the map, they were out here fighting off the people that are encroaching on this northern radio. All in all. But I want to hear your guys' voices. If you guys think that something else was the main deciding factor in the game, feel free to comment here in the stream and definitely touch up on that. I will say though, I noticed in the first round they were using the Plan MC were using the boats a lot more frequently, trying to push in with those boats, constantly causing a distraction to those northern folks. They were trying to hold it down. I don't believe that the boats ever got much further than like this line right here. They did. They usually just coasted on down. And once this northern island got wiped out, the boats weren't even really making it much further than right here. This water pathway and that bridge. Because that one boat, Logi, that came down. Yeah, I don't think that the boats made it much further than that. All right, we should have Dave and SWEG joining us here shortly as they are wrapping up their meetings. But we have a little bit more time here to talk. All in all, I think if I could change one thing about the first round push, right? I think that Mars, I believe, Moist, whenever they got their Logi right up to this point. I feel like a lot would have changed if they didn't push up so far. They maybe chose one of these buildings back here, set the radio down in it, and got a hab like close up right here, not even up this far, because I think right here is real ambitious. Even if I thought that the radio was, even if if I think the radio is maybe right there in that apartment complex, right? I'd maybe want to put the hab like not. I don't even know if I'd put it here because then you could only put it like right in there. So I think that I'd maybe want the hab. Can't put it in there either. Maybe put it back there because you'd have this to protect you from incoming mortar fire. So maybe put it right there, and then have people walk up, hold this down, and maybe throw like a rally or something right over here in one of these buildings. Because I don't know if they were going to try to push it up further because they parked it right here. So I don't know if they were trying to get a radio down in this building, perhaps, or if they were just rolling up to see what they could see from this side, maybe pushing in deeper to get a radio down on the island itself. Because I will commend that the first round, that sneaky little radio on the south side of this island, that's exactly when the tide turned on this battle. They were able to come in, get some people to sit down right in here, and get the heli to fly by really close over top and just place a radio down right here. And get that sneaky hab. And then as soon as that hab came up, they had like 2 squads spawning on it, and they all just rushed north. That was ultimately what tipped this northern island over and paved the way for their success. So it's very possible that they were looking to try to do the same kind of strategy on the southern side of this island, but they were just not able to get past that building because they had people literally just this whole island was just surrounded. They knew that they had to surround this entire island, especially after how they captured the northern island. They knew that if they could get one foothold on this island, then it was just going to be a hard building to building push the whole way until they found that radio. And I honestly, I kind of threw shade on this southern radio, but sometimes having a radio in a place that no one would want to put their own radio, is a solid strategy. Until it's not, but it is a solid strategy. All strategies are good strategies till they're no longer a good strategy. Basically, yeah, there's a quote in there somewhere. Because a lot of these buildings are solid choices. Like this one, pretty solid choice. A lot of rooms, a lot of different places to hide people and radio equipment. I was gonna say this building you can't even get into, or else it'd be a good place. There's a lot of good buildings here, like this building. This building has a lot of small rooms for radio placements, a lot of twisty little hallways you can hide people in, good roof access you can get people up in. But who would ever think, just a small little shack right off the side of the island? Who's going to check there? Honestly, I'm quite surprised, like I said, at the end of the first round, no one put a radio mark down there. So even though they rolled up right here and they were peeking through this doorway, they wouldn't have been able to see the radio from right here because it was to the right over there. So the only way they would have been able to see it is right there, right in the middle. They might have been able to see just a little bit of radio, but they were in here looking for people. So they would have been up here checking, see if people were sitting up in there, sitting over there. And I believe they got shot out because, yeah, there were people sitting up in there in the apartment buildings watching out every which direction, just trying to see, hey, which side are people pushing from? Because I believe that was after the southern push had been discovered and people were already fighting them off. And also, like, giving it up to King Bob first round. If I get to pick an MVP for this, I'm definitely going to throw King Bob's name into the hat because he had a good killing streak going on there. Just mowing people down on the defense the entire time. I believe he had 32 knocks, 24 kills, and 4 deaths. I believe that's what I called out there at the end. And it's like that's some insane numbers to be pulling off as I don't believe he had a ladder, a hat kit either. He was just a rifleman, possibly a medic. He was just mowing people down the entire match. I will have to give Jungle some props though. He'd caught 3 grenades back to back, if I remember right. He almost caught 4, but it blew up right next to him and did no damage to him whenever he was on, I believe that angle right there on the southern side was where I was watching him at. But all in all, just throwing in another reminder there. If you wish to join 7th Rangers and join us here for our Friday and Saturday events, we will be having another one tomorrow. Our Milsim events are on Saturdays. Fridays are either Super Fob Fridays or our community raid nights where we go into our local community servers and we raid them with 7th members. That way we get out there and we play with people in the community. But if you wish to join the 7th Rangers, if you are on squad, you can easily just go to one of the 7th Ranger servers. You can click on the little link in the server rules section. That will pop up our Discord. But if you wish to find us, you can easily Google 7th Rangers. That will pull up our website for our squad community. We have a general website with a bunch of information on it. Or if you go to discord.gg/7th Rangers, 7th Rangers, capital R. That is a good way to find us and our community. We host events on Fridays and Saturdays every week, except for the holiday weekends, of course. But we are an active squad community. We do a lot of events like this. We also hold plenty of community events, giveaways, trainings, and other things. We also have other games within our community, but squad is the main one. A lot of other people here play Tarkov, play War Thunder, other games, and such. So, go here for a second and check in to see when our guests will be arriving. All right, as we're waiting here, I have chat pulled up. If anyone is still in here and watching, feel free to ask a question. I will respond to chat while we're waiting for our two guests to rejoin us. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just stream my entire screen, make it easier for you. So I'm streaming my screen for you. If there we go. If my squad wants to stop acting up. How do you think tonight went for you guys, Swag? Oh, that's all right. Everyone has a first time at everything. I would say, let's say first round you were on attack. You were playing MC. What do you think were like the strong points of your attack on the first island? Definitely, yeah. I was saying in the commentary that the Vic flood on this northern island. I don't think that until you guys took the northern island, I saw a boat get past like this line right here because they had a lot of people held up on this northern building. They had a lot of HMG emplacements. They had two SPGs sat down. They had a lot of defense here on this northern building. Definitely, definitely. I think that holding this north side definitely gave Dave's defense a lot of advantage because number one of the emplacements, and two, he just had a lot of good people here with AT kits just hitting mad shots on any APC that was trying to ford these two channels to try to even get over here. I don't believe there was a single APC that got on this island without eating a ladder, a hat first. I think two of them, honestly, two of them drove up to here, and both times that they got to like right here, they were engined rolling up to here because of someone was running the lat kit and was just hitting amazing shots on engines the entire first round. Um, Definitely. I said the main tipping point, I thought, for your attack phase round was getting that sneaky radio down here on the south side because it turned this island basically into the seeding map where they just immediately all spawned on that hab they placed right here and then just pushed north. And then like the defenders they had right here just couldn't hold back the tide that just rolled in and right into the radio room because by then they already knew exactly where the radio was. And all the good players were sitting on the north. Yeah, the little 3-man company that was just holding it down hard right up here was doing work. And the one interesting thing that I found out was King Bob was sitting right there at one point. He was just shooting people through this window. You were trying to dig the radio, put the C4 on it, dig up the defenses. He was just plucking away at them, but eventually two people ran over and caught him sniping from there. Where do you think that everything started to fall apart here on the southern push? Because I thought that this southern island had a couple of interesting strategies. I don't know if you guys ever did find out where Dave's radio was at during the game, because I never saw you guys put a radio mark down. Old Dave, if you don't mind me selling the secrets. Yep, it was right here, and the people that got the closest was Mars, Moist, and one other dude shoved a logi right here, and three of them got out, and they were looking across this way, and two of them got killed. I think one ate an RPG to the face, and Mars had to back the logi out of there. And I said, Mars, without knowing it, was within 50 meters of the enemy super fob radio. Yeah, C-Dub was going to be the next person to find it, but unfortunately, I think his attack got sold early because I forget who it was, but they got killed right here because they decided to try to run up this highway and they got shot. And so a whole FTL just came down here and held off C-Dub until more people came down and just ended up burning their rallies on the southern side. And after that, there wasn't a logi or anything close that could get a fob down for you guys to get a push on this island. The closest one was that boat one that got shoved in the corner right there on this northeastern building. They just didn't have enough people that were still living by the time they touched down to actually get a hab placed and get any. Agreed. Yeah, because I think I said whenever it came to this back island, I didn't see a boat get past this strip or the bridge because just like the man on boat combat both rounds, those little ribs. I watched one of the lads fire a fragmentation rocket at one of those ribs, and it hit the water next to it, but it still killed 3 people immediately. Those ribs were just not reliable to try to get people on these islands for attack whatsoever, really. Then I'll switch over here to you, Dave. What do you think went well on your guys' attack? I'm trying to think. Yeah. Definitely, I'd agree on that. I think. Yeah, go ahead. Definitely, I would agree that on your defense, it seemed like anytime anyone was found, like I said, I think C Dubs attacked from the south. It was C Dub and one other, I believe, but one person got shot right here, and it caused an FTL just to come the whole way down here, and they found people down here, and eventually they just sent a whole squad down here. I believe you guys ended up putting mortars on this building with like 5 minutes left, just to keep them. And by the time the mortars showed up, it was just your two guys in this building because they just flexed enough people down here and just found all the rallies and cleared them all out. And I believe they were starting to mount something on the western side, but that also got shut down because you just had overlapping coverage the whole way around this island where if one person popped their head out close, they got responded to in kind. And so just no one could get close. Mm. Mm. I believe I actually got a clip of that IED going off. I believe that was a full APC that rolled up right into here. And it was a full APC, and I believe you got like an 8 kill right off of that. Just popped up on the sidebar for me. Yeah, I believe they did try to put a radio down here because I flexed to watch something else and I came back down and there was a heli that was dead right there. I believe Wrecker shot down. So I believe they were trying to get a radio down here to put a hab because they were working off of 3 rallies down here. And they just weren't able to keep pushing. They either ran out of ammo or their rallies got burnt by the time. It was a good 20 minutes. Because I think we'll have to go back and watch the tape. I think you and SWEG both got one radio down within about the same amount of time. So for the second radio, you both had a solid 40 minutes left, I believe, to push that last radio. Exactly. What about the people came down around the south side? Because I think I watched there was like one APC that was sitting like right around here, and I think they looped the whole way from there, the whole way south, and I believe it was Slate's APC because I picked up that there's one over there and one over there, and they both pushed in from the south around the same side. And Slate drove his APC right here, and I was like, "Yep, Slate's checking where they put their radio." It's like that's an obvious move that you should probably do. And then he got right here, and he ran into a wall of sandbags, and I was like, "Well, he sees those sandbags. I bet he thinks he's pretty close to the radio." And next thing you know, they were right over here and running up this radio. And I think SWEG only had about one squad down here, possibly a little bit less, because as you guys kept attacking, you guys got it close to down once. They recovered, but there's only about 4 people here to hold it down. And Slate had about 2 squads who were just pushing hard. And whenever the second wave came in, those 4 guys just couldn't stand up to Slate and his goons running in hard on this objective. Yeah, because I believe definitely, yeah, because I think the other 2 SWEGs habs were one was like there and one was like there. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I said about the radio placement that you had there is putting both halves within 50 meters of each other probably wasn't a great call because if you put one up there and then maybe one in this building was maybe the one that I would have chosen to do because I think for both Dave and Swag I said one of your guys' radios was unique. I know I said this one on the south side was unique. Yes. Definitely. And I believe after you pushed everyone off the second island, Dave, you had a marksman like right here. I came over and I spectated him because he was laying down right here. And I was like, there's no way he doesn't just look and just see the radio sitting right there. Definitely. And I think the other decisive push whenever you went for the first island was that I Wrecker, Jordan and them were able to come in here and take over the radio for Sweg's mortar crew. Mando, Wrecker, and Jordan, I believe. And Jordan was just sitting on your guys' hell cannon, shooting the hell cannon at that southern side of the bridge overpass. While you, Sweg, because you spawned in here and you were using these mortars, you and one other guy were just slamming mortars from right here. And I was like, yeah, it's like, they're just peacefully letting each other shoot mortars 100 meters from each other. I was like, I don't think either one of them could dial the other side of the complex in to fire the mortar at the other side, but I was like, neither of you guys are really pushing each other off the other side of the mortar pit. Yeah, I think my player of the game was the first round, King Bob. King Bob, I don't know if he was a medic or a rifleman, but he went with 32 downs, 24 kills, and 4 deaths. I was constantly flicking over to where he was unironically because he was just always just mowing down people left and right. Like he was holding up here pretty well. He got a lot of kills just sniping people through this window from that building. He was just shooting right through this window with that AK with the 4 times the whole way from over here. He was just standing on this and just I don't know if I could hit those shots myself. He was just shooting from right here through that window and just picking off people. And then on the south side, I think he was the guy who ended up clearing off the 4 people that were still left on this radio that they sent in through the boat. And I ended up looking at him at the end of the game. He's 32, 24, and 4. And I was just like, dang. He had the nicest KD, I think, both rounds. Who do you think did really well on your side, Swag? Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes the meat grinder isn't fun, but it's a necessary sacrifice, as the Russian government might say. If there was one thing you'd change about like how this event was played, do you think that this would be more fun to play if there was different factions, or? What factions would you pick to change out with? What about you, Dave? What would you think would change up this event to make it more exciting for next time? Yeah, I didn't really see that many armor engagements between the BMP-1 techies or the Plan MC APCs. Absolutely. I think this would be a fun super fob to come back to with maybe a little bit of a different twist on it in the future. But we'll see what events team has planned out for our future events. But thank you guys for both showing up and doing a little post game interview. I think you both did awesome in your own ways. And I definitely think that this event was fun to watch. Yeah, no problem. And thank you all for watching. This is me, Zenobia, Sweg, and Dave here at the 7th Rangers. I hope you guys have a great night.